This is one of those welding projects that's not hard to do, but it's just coming up with the idea to do it. It's made out of some scrap metal, some slotted angled metal that I had left over from some other projects. And the top piece up here is a wooden garden tile. Yeah, they're made to be locked together. You lay them out on your patio, whatever. Relatively cheap piece, just a few bucks. But that's pretty much it. Just some slotted angle metal. This piece, a few scraps of 1 inch by 2 millimeter metal welded together, and there you go. So let's go over how it was done. This top, as I said earlier, is just a garden tile, and it's wood and it's screwed to plastic. I left the plastic in place. I was originally just going to use the wood, but the plastic helps hold the thing all stable. So I left it on there, and I gave it a good shellac, good outdoor weatherproof coating. So that's the first piece. This was just a few bucks, and it's something you pick up at the garden part of your outdoor store, your home supply store, whatever. The second part are these joints, these angles right here, and my welding's not beautiful, but it's adequate. This top piece that runs around here is all one solid piece, and there's the joint right there. And why I did it this way is because when I made these corners, I wanted this to join up nicely, and you can see that has a radius to it. It's not 90 degrees, it's not square. If I had cut this and then welded it together, it would be a really square edge. I didn't want that. So what I did is I cut my 45, let's say it's like this top piece. I cut my 245s across here like this, and then I wrapped this so that I would get a nice radius. So this would be a nice curved fold, and that's this. And then I could weld this to it. When I designed this, I wanted extra stability, so I wanted the legs splayed out. You can see that over here. This actually goes out 2 inches from this corner, so that leg is out 2 inches. This one's harder to see, but you can also see it in this one. It slopes out like that. And again, that was for stability. The trick to that, and I've tried this before and I never was very happy with the results. I would always get legs that were not splayed evenly. Each leg was a little different. And what I finally found as a trick, and you may not be surprised by this, was cutting the metal at an angle, exactly what I needed. Up here, I believe it was 6 degrees. So this piece was cut so it would slope 6 degrees. And that was just some careful measurement in the saw when I clamped it up to saw it. So I put these in place. I tack welded 3 different places. 3 of the legs went in perfectly. The cut was perfect, and this piece across here was perfect, so it made it up, and the legs were just exactly where they should have been. The fourth one required a bit of fidgeting, but that was it. So the secret was to cut the angle perfectly, get the tack welds on there. I've got some backing pieces on here just for strength. I'm using an arc welder. I don't have like a TIG welder where I can make a perfect weld all the way across there. But yeah, that was it for that joint, is just to make sure your angle is perfect. So what have I not covered? Well, I think I haven't mentioned these straps yet. These straps are 1 inch by 2 millimeter metal, and they're just long enough to go from corner to corner. I've also got some pieces down here to help with wear on the bottom, so they're welded on the back side here. And these will rust, so my usual trick if I don't want rust is to put stainless steel down here where it contacts the floor, or plastic. Plastic will also work. Okay, so those are those pieces. Some dimensions. This tile up here is 30 centimeters by 30 centimeters, so that means this top piece up here is also 30 centimeters on a side. These pieces, I'll do this leg, this piece from here to the floor is 50 centimeters, or half a meter, roughly half a yard or 1.5 feet. And I think that's about it. That should cover it for the dimensions on this. So a good way to use up some scrap material, some relatively cheap materials, and a good way to burn some welding rods just for fun. Okay, well I hope you found that useful and interesting in your home welding projects.